People walk in here and say, "Oh, Sandy, this is so cute." And I just smile because they have no idea how many versions of home it's taken to get here. Parker and I have lived in a modified A-frame that our neighbors thought was a church. We've slept near the arches of Utah and watched a SpaceX launch, one of Parker's bucket list, stood in the open silence of Montana. We've lived in a travel trailer and a bonus room. But now we live here in an apartment, which I need to tell you, we have never done in our entire lives. And it's our oasis. I know, stay with me, because if you're in the middle of a pivot right now, one you choose or that chose you, I think this story might be exactly what you need to hear today. Let me take you back to the beginning. Parker and I built our dream home, and I mean we built it. It was a modified A-frame, which apparently was confusing to the entire neighborhood. We moved in and the neighbors came by asking genuinely, "Is this a church? A large barn? Or is it a barnuminium? What exactly is it?" It was our home, and it was always full. We raised our children there. We hosted what felt like half the county there. It was the Kool-Aid house. You know the one. The house where everyone just ended up coming to. And I will never forget years after we had moved in, a good friend Barb came over one day. She looked down and just started laughing. She said, "Sandy, I had no idea you had white carpet. I have never once seen your floor. There's always been so many people here standing on it. I've never seen it." I enjoyed that house. I loved what it represented. I loved the noise and the full tables and the life that happened inside and outside those walls. But here's what nobody tells you about dream homes. They can have a season too. The kids grew up, went their ways. The grandparents got older and couldn't travel as easily. And one day, Parker and I looked at each other and realized we have rooms in this house we only visit to clean. How sad is that? Rooms I only went in to clean? So we got creative. We turned the home into 3 Airbnbs. 2 were inside the house and 1 was at the shop on the back of the property. We moved upstairs into the 1,000-foot loft and made it our oasis. And honestly, we never looked back. There was no sad part of leaving. Well, except for maybe Cole and Miss Meow Meow. They were outside kittens my grandchildren and I had found and we raised after they'd been abandoned. They went to my sister's farm, and I'm pretty sure they're living their best lives now. And then we did something that made people think we had completely lost our minds. We sold the house, we went minimal, and we bought a travel trailer. And for 4 years, 4 full years, we lived on the road. Parker and I traveled the United States. We stood under the arches and hoodoos of Utah, and I remember just standing there thinking, how have I lived this long and never seen this? We watched a SpaceX launch in Florida, and we watched families of manatees in that same trip. We drove into Montana, and I understood for the first time what people mean when they say wide open spaces, because there is nothing like it. And the people, oh, the people. You meet different kinds of travelers on the road, people who have also chosen less stuff and live on the road, or those who leave for a time and they're just wanting to get away from their homes. We made friendships out there, real ones, deep ones, that we still have today. I want to say this clearly because I mean it with everything in me. We will never regret those years, not 1 mile of them. That season taught me something I could not have learned any other way. That home is not square footage. Home is a life you fully are present in. And then the road changed. Parker had a stroke. He has always been my travel companion. That was one of the things he promised me before we married, and we're fixing to be married 50 years. Now, every road, every decision, every version of home we have ever built, we've built it together. And when the road changed, nothing like anything we had mapped out, he is still my travel companion. We are just on a different kind of road for a season. Maybe that is where you are right now. The road changed, or you did not get a vote, and the person beside you needs more from you now than they used to. And you're wondering if this chapter has anything beautiful left in it. Or perhaps they're gone. What should you do now? Let me show you what provision looks like when the plan is changed and all you know is to trust in the Lord in the change. After rehab, we went back to the travel trailer, and honestly, it was perfect. Small quarters turned out to be genius for recovery. Parker could do his physical therapy, like walking laps around the bar area. He did his speech and his occupational therapy. That happened naturally when I was making meals or doing other things. We did not plan it that way. It just worked. But then winter was coming, and Arkansas winters in a travel trailer, they're a different conversation. So our friends, the Taylors, offered us their bonus room. 2 months we were there, and every single day, Parker navigated a full flight of stairs for PT, up and down. Again, not the plan, but exactly what was needed. We thought we might have surgery in Parker's future, so we took an apartment, short term. The Oprys, another wonderful friends of ours, helped us to move in, got settled, and then found out months later that surgery is not advised for a full year after a stroke unless it's absolutely necessary. Parker's wasn't necessary, so we were there. We have never lived in an apartment in our entire lives, not once. And here we were, looking at a blank slate with concrete floors, 2 bedrooms, handicap bars in the bathroom, and almost no furniture, because most of it was with the travel trailer. What we had was our bedroom furniture, some mementos that we moved out of storage, outdoor camping chairs, and a folding table. We sat in the camping chairs for a little while, and you know what? It was fine. We actually had fun together. We were okay. And I learned enough by then to know provision does not always arrive on our timetable, but it arrives. And then it started coming. Our other friends, the Edwards, they were getting new dining room furniture. They called and asked if we wanted their old oak table and 4 chairs. They were solid, sturdy, beautiful, and perfect. And when they went to finalize their purchase, they found living room furniture that they also wanted. And so they called us again. Would you like our 2 love seats? We said, sure. Tom and I moved them in, and they matched our St. Louis print. They matched our painting. I did not coordinate that. I did not plan that. I did not even know to ask for that. But there they were, 2 love seats that looked like they had always belonged in that room. Time came to move to the final apartment, which was around the corner, and my sweet sister Julie and her daughter Brooke and her 2 girls, Addie and JC, they came and helped me to move everything in. One day, done. And just like that, we had our next oasis. This stage of life was not what we planned. I want to be honest about that. But here's what is on the other side of not the plan. Parker is continuing daily to get stronger. I've been baking with einkorn flour, started a sourdough starter, which does not spike our blood sugar, and baking things that I have never made before. I have found a new set of running group ladies. They meet 5 o'clock in the morning, early. We run, we talk, we laugh. New friends I did not need or know of a year ago. I started this channel, and every single morning I ask a question. Lord, who am I to affect today, and who will affect me? That question changes how I walk into my day, because here's what I know now that I didn't know when we were building the dream home or rolling down the highway in the travel trailer. Every version of home has been exactly what it was supposed to be. The big house with the white carpet nobody ever saw, the trailer under the Utah sky, the bonus room with the flight of stairs, the apartment with the concrete floors, and the love seats that matched. Every single one was provision. Every single one was enough. Every single one was, in its own way, an oasis. And if you're in the middle of a pivot right now, whether you chose it or it chose you, please hear me. The oak table is coming. The love seats are coming. The thing that matches, that you did not even know to ask for, is coming. Just ask and believe. Change is not always easy, but it will be whatever we make of it. And what I'm making of it is a life I genuinely love. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope something in our story reached something in yours. If it did, if you smiled or laughed or thought of someone who needs to hear this, would you please hit subscribe, like, and the notification bell? Because there are many more stories to share, and I'll see you in the next one.